People often ask me, sir, they call me sir, what is the scariest movie you've ever seen? Honestly, I never really have a good answer. But that all changed after recently watching Twilight. It's the story of an elderly man disguised as a 17-year-old who will attend high school over and over again in order to groom unsuspecting young women to fall in love with him. It's haunting stuff. And it's also terrible. Let's roast Twilight. This roast and this ugly t-shirt that doesn't actually show up on camera, you just see the top of Taylor Lautner's head. It doesn't translate, which is a shame. They were brought to you by Matt Sclero. He's the producer on today's video and an avid supporter on patreon.com/AdamDoesMovies, where you too can sign up. And really the co-producer on this video is my wife Lindsay, who put this idea in his head for the request. So thank you both so much. You ready to start, Taylor? Or should I call you Jake? Let's begin. The movie starts with the camera having a seizure as it chases after a deer. Kristen Stewart narrates about normal things like leaving her simple life in Arizona to go stay with her dad, and also how much she wishes she were dead. Oh, look at that. We already have something in common. I too wish she were dead. Look out, Forks, Washington. The most boring person alive is moving into your quaint little town.
Okay.
Kristen Stewart's character just rolled up to her old man's place, Charlie, and she's already the Bella of the ball, as an old friend swings by to show her new ride.
I'm joking. Oh, sorry.
That's right, this guy named Jacob fixed up her truck something fierce. He joins her in the car and shows her how to pop the clutch, if you catch my drift. The clutch is his penis. First day of class and our Isabella Swan is a fish out of water. But she's acclimating nicely by sucking ass at volleyball and making poor jokes.
Aren't people from Arizona supposed to be like really tan?
Maybe that's why they kicked me out.
Look at that, we already have something else in common. I too want her dead. Oh wait, she didn't say that this time. Anna Kendrick is here and she's looking hot. That's it, there's no joke. Just an observation. This is my first time watching the movie. I'm going out on a limb. I'm going to take a chance and say Bella's a vampire. She's got no skin pigmentation. She has no social skills. It's making me think that there's something under the hood. Something's wrong here. Okay, some cool kids are coming into the cafeteria now. They all look to be about 30 years old. Saved by the bell, the new class sits down and oh, we got one more showing up. It's Edward. He's so hot right now. Edward. And I'm not the only one that thinks so. He's making quite the first impression on Bella Swan. Impress short for impression. She bites her lip as he stares into her eyes as if to say to her, "Hey, new girl, I want to stab you 55 times and make a skin coat out of your body." That's hot. That's the thing we said back then. Thanks, Paris Hilton. She sits next to him and he immediately gets sick, repulsed at that stench she's giving off. The perfume is Depression by Bella. Now that I think about it, he's probably repulsed by her because she's dead. I can't imagine vampires smell the best. She is the vampire, yes. There's no other explanation for as to why her skin looks whiter than the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man's cum. Tech Vest rolls up with the crew. Bella's not impressed. I'll keep rolling. What? I know, you've been loving this vest right here. Subscribe for Fred Durst and Paris Hilton. That's hot. Action scene in the warehouse. This is intense. I think Michael J. Fox is running the camera here. A construction worker sadly killed. Bella foolishly wore a white shirt to class today. I can't tell where her skin stops and the fabric of the tee starts. She's wearing a full body onesie. Edward introduces himself.
Hello?
He's very mysterious, and that turns me on. I wonder if he realizes he's talking to a vampire. See if we can run this joke into the ground yet. They're in a science lab, but the real chemistry taking place is between these two. Bella's now performing a sequence of body spasms, fidgets, and just acting like an all-around fucktard. She also can't seem to close her mouth completely. I don't know if it's some sort of an illness, maybe a vampire thing. I'm not sure. We're going to press on. You know what? I bet it's because of the fangs. They'll poke too hard if she shuts down all the way. Yeah, don't clamp. You can open him up a little bit. Give him some air. Oh my god, she is so hungry for him. He's such a snack and she wants a bite. Dedrick walks her to her locker. At this point, she has lost full control of her eyelids. Houston, we have a problem. with her eyelids. Holy shit! This dude is shot out of a cannon in the parking lot. He loses control of the van, which warps angles when the shot changes. It's pretty jarring. It's pretty jarring stuff. This thing barrels down on Bella, sliding right at her and directly into our hearts. Thankfully, Edward comes out of nowhere and saves the day. She looks like she wants to tear into him right then and right there. It appears that Edward also has powers. Maybe he too is a vampire. She confronts him about his strange gift, but he's not giving away the secret. That night, she dreams of him, his mysterious, hungry eyes, and how she wants to be near him at all times. Hungry eyes, hungry eyes. Jesus Christ! Oh my God! He was in the room? It was definitely only a dream, and this did not happen. Definitely not happening. That would be weird.
Look at you, huh?
Some tool has the audacity to roll up on our princess and ask her to the ball, but this Bella has her eyes on a beast. She shuts this dweeb down. He's gonna go find sloppy seconds with Kendrick. Not much has happened in the last few scenes. Bella trips over her own stupidity, gets insulted by Edward half a dozen more times, and awkwardly drops her bag in the kitchen. I can now see why this has become a $1 billion movie and book franchise. It's perfect. The teens head to the beach on what looks to be the shittiest day of the year. She takes a stroll with Jacob, who informs her that he and the Cullen family, who Edward is part of, they have a history together. They have some bad blood. Sheila, we have a Taylor Swift clip we can put up. The song Bad Blood. It was a huge song. What are you talking about? Taylor Swift. You don't know who Taylor Swift is? Sheila, you're fired! Get out of here! Now we have bad blood! Sorry, had to fire intern Sheila. Listen, Bella's on the beach with Jacob, and he's running ad nauseum about some backstory, some sordid affairs, blah, blah, blah. He might be related to wolves. Bella doesn't give two shits about any of this. She's like, yeah, great, cool, cut your hair. Where's Edward? Can we talk about Edward? I love Edward. Now at a boat, Charlie's friend is at the wrong place at the wrong time because some vampires show up and attack him with terrible blur effects. Anna Kendrick is tanning her boobs now. Nothing else happened in this scene that I care about. Bella has fun, happy friends. It's a mystery to everyone. And it's even more of a question as why they want her to tag along when she clearly doesn't want to be there. She does say, hey, I'm going to leave. Essentially, you guys suck. And then she bolts. Goes to the bookstore because she'd rather be at a library than hanging out with her fun friends. And I can definitely see why Edward's into this one. She's klutzy, has a sour attitude, is whiter than my grandma's scrapbook collection. She's got it all. Walk down the wrong alley in Sin City, you can find just about anything. And she did. A bunch of seedy dudes like what this bookworm is offering, and they start to attack her. Thankfully, Edward is once again just around the corner. He Tokyo drifts his ass into the situation, saves Bella, and they bounce. He didn't kill those guys, but he absolutely wanted to. He's pissed, and you can tell because he's almost crying. At dinner, a waitress asks Edward if she can get him anything else.
Are you sure there isn't anything I can get for you?
No, thank you.
Let me know.
She means her vagina. Bella questions Edward about how he found her. I half expected him to answer with something like this. Oh, you want to know how I found you? I just said, hey Siri, find me the most boring thing on the planet. And luckily you were right there. And then I realized that's silly. Siri wasn't around then. At the police station, Bella learns that her father's friend was killed by another animal attack.
He died? How?
Animal attack.
You are a long way from Arizona, Bella. What have you gotten yourself into? I don't know about you, but I can't wait to find out how much is left of this movie. With her newfound knowledge of Edward's cold hands and his ability to stop trucks, she heads to Google for answers. Bingo! This guy's a vampire, just like her. They head to the woods where the truth is finally out in the open. Edward's gay. I mean a vampire. The video cameras now appear to be strapped to several different birds who are flying all over the place. We're spinning now. Everything is spinning now. La 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 la. Ha 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 ha. He's not going to give her the satisfaction of saying what he is, though. He wants her to say it. And she doesn't even fucking hesitate. Vampire! And we all know one of the greatest vampire skills they can utilize are epic piggyback rides. Edward, now on a mission to kill himself, just like Bella, I guess, steps into the sun? What? Get out of there! Everybody knows what the sun does to a vampire. It makes them... twinkle. Like he just got hit with a giant glitter bomb. He looks like he just left Claire's after sampling all the sparkle cream. After performing several impressive vampire feats of strength, he does admit that he's into her a lot. She's like crack cocaine to vampires. She likes what she hears. They lay in the grass and longingly stare into each other's eyes. He shines bright like a diamond. I think Rihanna wrote a song about that. Hey Sheila, put on I fired her. It's also at this point that I've come to the realization that Bella is in fact not a vampire. I know this is a shock to you. It was a shock to me because of the skin, because of the boringness, because just the whole package screamed vampire. But she's not sparkling, as we know all vampires do. The next day at school, the new couple shows up. Edward's dressed as a sex offender, which seems oddly appropriate. Because not much later, he informs Bella that he died in 1918, making him the ripe young age of 104. This clown has been on Earth for over a century, and he spends most of his time at high school trolling for teen ass. Respect. Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, and Dennis Quaid would be proud. If you don't get the reference, go ahead and Google their new girlfriends. It's disgusting. He also explains that the Cullens don't feed off humans. They only go for game. They only go for the animals in the forest. They're like the best vampires ever. They don't kill humans. They don't burn up in the sun. They don't turn into gross bats. At least I haven't seen one yet, even though that's kind of a staple vampire thing. Really, I don't even know why they were written as vampires to begin with. What's the point? At the Cullen estate, Bella gets to see how vampires live. Not well. Because they're dead already. I want this to be over. Late 90s mom haircut jumps off a branch to say hello. Her name is Alex. Of course it is. Edward has a framed collection of graduation caps. It's an ongoing joke in the family, he says, because they attend so many high schools. This story makes no sense. You know, homeschooling's an option. You don't have to keep sending them to school. They can just stay at the house. Also, you're fucking vampires. You don't have to answer to anyone. You can make people believe whatever you want them to. This story's stupid. Oh my God. This is amazing. Watch out, Superman romantic flight scene. Look out, Aladdin and Jasmine magical carpet ride. Because Twilight just outdid both of you with this beautiful tree climbing montage. I can show you the trees, rough and wet looking timber. This work of art seamlessly transitions to Edward serenading Bella with a song on the piano. Yeah, it's official. This is the greatest love story ever crafted. Bella chats with her mom on the phone for a bit how she really likes the town of Forks now. Mainly because she's hoping to fork Edward.
Well, yeah.
Speak of the devil. Maybe not in this version. He'd be closer to a My Little Pony than that of a demonic creature of the night. You know what? She might be forking sooner than she thought because there's a makeout sesh already in progress. Again, sesh, short for session. Edward fights back the urges though. Instead of tearing off their clothes and passionately going at it, they lay around and talk for the night. It's every girl's fantasy. His balls must be bluer than the color grading of this film. To relieve his raging boner, they head out to play some vampire baseball. Probably just in the nick of time, too. His shaft must be bluer than a Navi's ball sack right now. Speaking of balls, it's game time. Not since The Matrix hit the big screen have I been mesmerized by such amazing visual splendor. These effects are out of this world. Look at this shit. The game is unfortunately called early when Paige Davis from Trading Spaces notices some bad guys roll up. I don't think they're here to join the game.
Could you use 3 more players?
I stand corrected. Game on. What is this guy doing? He's just staring awkwardly at these two idiots. Somebody say something. Nobody acts like this in real life. The camera almost hits him in the face. All right, so not playing then. Edward takes Bella away since she's forbidden fruit that they just have to have a taste of. He explains how the rejected Hemsworth brother has her scent and he will not stop until he tracks her down. After running away from home, she takes off with Batman and his crew. Oh, there's Fred Durst again. I know you've been loving this shit right here. Edward has to let the love of his life go so that he can hunt the hunter. This tracker is gonna get tracked. Ponytail McGee figured it out though. I think his name is James. Bella gets a call from Edward, who's now fully cucked out. He's popping off about how much he loves her, how he can't live without her. It's embarrassing. Another call mercifully comes in, this time from James. He has Bella's mother, and they're hanging out at the old ballet studio. Good luck trying to tap dance your ass out of this one, Bella. We have now hit the film's climax. No. Not the good one. This movie is for prepubescent teenage girls, and for some reason my 38-year-old brother. James has Bella right where he wants her, and nothing is gonna come save her this time. Oh my God, there he is. There he is. He must have found her by asking Siri to locate a person who holds the Guinness Book World Record for never closing their mouth. After a fight that rivals pretty much anything from a Blade film, Bella's left in dire straits. The other vampires kick the crap out of the tracker, though, burn his ass alive. Dusty! In order to save Swan, who's dying from blood poisoning or something, I don't know. Honestly, I was blacking out at this point of the film. But I think E-Money has to suck out the venomous stuff inside of her. The problem is he doesn't think he can control himself from fully draining her. And who could blame him? She's perfect! And look at him go, sucking her off. And now this is the only way I can achieve climax. We open in the hospital the next day. Unfortunately, Bella survived. Her mom pays a visit while our little guy is tuckered away in the corner. He had a busy night. Edward attempts to use some of that vampire riz to convince Bella they need to stay separated. That's not gonna fly there, Batman. She's not having it, throws an absolute Karen hissy fit.
You want me to go away? I can't. No, I can't just leave you.
They're staying together, that's the bottom line. Crippled but prom ready, our 17-year-old takes the hand of her 104-year-old boyfriend as they head into the dance. On a plus side, I imagine a condom's not going to be required to seal this deal. He is dead after all. I don't think there's any chance she could get pregnant. She's essentially performing necrophilia if they were to make love. We will not get to find out as the scene quickly changes to another conversation with Jake. Whew. The air just got real chilly as these two locked eyes. There is some bad blood between these two gentlemen. The two finally make it to the dance, they take a look around, and they leave. These guys are the worst. It went from day to night in the span of 30 seconds. They're now underneath a gazebo, some beautiful lights. This looks like an ad for a perfume. Bella's once again bitching Edward out because he didn't let her die. I'm right there with you, Bella. We are on the same page this time. Also, side note, this entire movie has been them fighting like an old married couple. You gotta love it. You love to see it, don't you, kids? She wants to be a vampire like him so they don't ever have to separate and they can live together forever and ever and ever. This fucking guy has landed so much high school ass. I find it very hard to believe Bella Swan's the one he's like, you know what? I'm willing to change my ways. This is the girl. This is the one I should be settling down with. Poppycock. We end this scene with some lovely dancing. This looks like a Weekend at Bernie's situation where she's dead and he's just hanging on to the corpse, moving it around. Who taught her how to dance? A Roomba? One thing is clear. There's a lot of story left to tell. There's a rich lore here, and I can't imagine having to watch any more of these shit shows. But it's not up to me. It's up for the patrons. It's up for the Adam Does Movie supporters and the YouTube Join supporters. At the Mithril tier level, you get to pick out a roast. If you stay on, you can maybe pick out more than one. We'll see where the road takes us. But I have several questions I hope we get answers to. What will become of this vampire feud? What's the deal with Jacob's family and their sordid past? Will Bella ever close her mouth? Why is her skin paler than vampires? All of these questions and more most certainly will be addressed in the Twilight Saga. You know, the only other movie series that uses saga as part of their franchise is Fast and the Furious. So, Yeah, that checks out. That fits perfect. Thank you once more to my lovely wife, Lindsay, and especially to Matt Sclero for ponying up the cash to make me suffer a little bit more in my life, because it's already so perfect. Might as well take me down a couple more pegs. Thank you to all Patreon and YouTube Join supporters. It's the only reason these roasts continue to happen and thrive and grow, and hopefully we can grow the channel more by sharing it around, liking the video, subscribing, telling your mom, telling your dad, and making sure to hit that stupid notification bell so these show up directly in your feed. And then you can feed like a vampire on my content. Oh, he brought it back around. Let's be done. I think the best way I could describe Bella is she's a strong, miserable lead. And for the YA genre, it's about time.